as well, and 140 is wide open for him, man. There's no doubt about it. Man, what a great upset. And right about now, I see Garcia, I see Steven, I see CT. Everybody press 1 if they want to talk live here on the post-fight show, Ropeadoperadio. Danny Garcia versus Amir Khan, and of course we'll talk about the big knockout, David Haye over Derek Chisora in the UK. That stadium that filled up over 30,000 fans. They got a great fight. They got Haye to actually come forward and show some life, which is really crazy. Right about now, though, Carcino from the BoxingSocialist.com. Make sure you check out Boxing Socialist and also MMA Socialist and Movie Socialist, their sister websites there. Carcino, man, wow. Amir Khan gets just knocked out, TKO style, obviously. Something like we were talking about, Ness and I, earlier. He brought up a good point. They could have probably stopped the fight on the first knockdown, but when you look into that camera that they had on Kenny Bayless, to me, his eyes did look okay, although earlier in that round, he was running away from a few right hands that Danny was landing clean and looking really sloppy. His legs looked shot, but he did come back and land shots. What are your thoughts of the performance from both guys? Because Amir Khan came out and looked great early, but just talk about the fight, Carcino, and also, you know, talk about the outcome and the stoppage and just what this means for Danny, man.
Yes. I feel vindicated. I feel like I won. I feel like I just want to have champagne poured all over me. Oh my God, I said this from the beginning. Well, if they look on my Twitter timeline, I said, oh my God, the way Amir Khan fought was not the way I envisioned him fighting. He was entirely too aggressive. Most bravest fight he has fought since he fought Breedis Prescott. He has not fought this bravely, staying in the pocket. I mean, he really didn't use his legs at all in the first 2 rounds. He really just stepped to the side, throw a jab, and then shoot a right hand right over. He was trying to knock Danny Garcia out. He was changed his training a little bit. They focused more on his body, his upper body, like had him lifting weights and making him more stronger in his upper body, and didn't really work as strongly on his legs. When he had Alex Ariza, it was the other way around. Ariza works more with his legs and try to make him more slim in the upper body for his speed. And this was a total change for him, to where he was going in totally powerful. He went into the fight maybe 3 or 4 pounds lighter than he normally does for this fight, so he was a lot quicker. And it was a great fight early on. I mean, he made for a very exciting fight, but he was leaving himself so open, pulling right out after his combinations. And he had his chin straight in the air while he was throwing these combinations. And I was like, wow. Like, if this was Mayweather, he would already probably been asleep. But Garcia was just missing with these shots in the first 2 rounds. And it seemed like he woke up in the 3rd round. His dad was in there giving him great instruction. Angel Garcia should get credit for giving his son some of the best instructions in the world, saying, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, relax. Because he did seem a little tense, and he didn't relax and get his flow going until like maybe the end of the 2nd round. He started relaxing and calming down a little bit. But Khan's speed and then the bigness of the event was making him kind of nervous, and his shots were not coming off the way he would like for them to. But his dad got him back into perspective and was giving him advice on what to do and what Amir Khan was doing. And the countering shots was starting to open up for him in the 3rd round. And he landed some really good solid rights, but the left Khan didn't see. It was just perfectly thrown. He couldn't see it coming. He was only thinking about landing a combination and finishing his 3-punch combination when they caught him on the back of the chin. And it just happened. It was just like a perfect shot. It hit him right there, and he just discombobulated from there. But as far as them stopping it, Bayless did the right thing by allowing him to get up and go. But he was there completely to protect Khan, because a lot of those shots I didn't feel was low. I felt that was a wide belt, and some of those punches were on the belt line. He's yelling, "Keep him up!" And I'm like, he's hitting him on the belt. But without that being said, Baylor did the right thing. He really, after the second knockdown, gave Khan a lot of time to get himself back together, walking into the corner, speaking to him, "Let me get your gloves. Do you need a drink?" I mean, everything he was doing in that ring was just questionable at that point. But letting him go on and continue after the third knockdown, it was totally unnecessary. He was not going to win the fight after that. There was no way. I mean, Khan was still shaky. His legs were still gone. His eyes maybe a little clear, but his legs were gone. He had nothing on his punches anymore. Even when he was throwing those shots, he couldn't move. His legs were totally gone. That any more another touch on the head, he was going down. Then you're risking damaging Amir Khan. Just end the fight now. They can always bring Khan back and let him fight. 140 is packed. There's a lot of big fights at 140. I mean, Khan could go to 47 now, but if I was him, I would stay at 140. You know, you still got big fights and unfinished business there. You definitely don't get Mayweather. That would have been a murder anyway. That should have been a crime because Khan was definitely not in his class. But for Danny Garcia, I say the whole floor opens up. He got Gab Judah there with I mean, he's still a name at 140 that he could. You got Timothy Bradley could go to 40 if he wanted to, but that's too low ball for Bradley. But you got Lucas Matisse, you got Madonna, you have all of these great fights that could be made there that would be exciting. I would love to see Lucas Matisse fight Danny Garcia. I would love to see that fight. That fight is very entertaining. Either one of those guys with Madonna. Then I think in time he'll probably go to 147, but 140 right now has got big fight potential. I think some people at 147 might go back down to 140, try to do both, because there's fights that could be made there. I mean, Bradley, if the fight gets big enough, I think Bradley could still easily go back down to 140 and make a fight. Because right now, he's the guy at 147 that might have a hard time getting a fight. If he doesn't fight Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather, that Amir Khan might be the only fight he could get.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if that would even, you know, of course, if that, just because of the promoters, if that would even work. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. There's plenty at 140, just like there is for Danny. Like you said, with some names and some money fights and maybe a get good showcase type money fight that it's a good fight, but it's in front of a home crowd on the East Coast, and you know he's kind of the main eventer or main attraction, or at least maybe build on that. You know, kind of like that Golden Boy card we were talking about too. You know, in October with Malachi, maybe it could be like a big co-feature. You know, with the belts and everything now. So now that he's unified and everything, so what a great win though. South Carolina, I think Holly Hood 516-609. Definitely getting you in just a moment. We'll get you, no doubt, CT as well. We'll get to everybody, but right about now.